What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the live stream. My name is Adam Miller with the 941 Lifestyle Group. It is Thursday. It is 5 p.m. on the dot. Welcome back. We appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. We do this live stream every Thursday night. This is all about you. It is all about Lakewood Ranch. We are here to answer your questions, your comments. So if you're watching live, thank you. Thank you. If you're watching the replay, thank you. Thank you. Drop the comments down below. We'd love to know where you guys are watching from. We would love to know what kind of questions you have. Interesting. Yesterday, I went to an event with the Lakewood Ranch Business Alliance, which is kind of sort of similar to a Chamber of Commerce in Lakewood Ranch. Lakewood Ranch is celebrating its 30th year. So they talked about kind of the history of Lakewood Ranch. Very interesting. And what is coming in the future. And yeah, just so much cool things going on. But the reason that I brought that up is that it was interesting to find out, and this was news to me, that the vast majority of people who are moving to the Lakewood Ranch area, 47%, not the vast majority, 47% are local moves from Sarasota and Bradenton. I'm going to do a full video on this. I think next week I have to kind of gather my notes. I want to see if I can get some of the slides because there was just a lot of data and really cool stuff. But then, of course, a lot of people from the Northeast, a lot of people from New York, New Jersey, a lot of people from the Midwest. But surprisingly, a lot of people from Florida as well, too. I think it was Orlando, Miami, Tampa, Fort Myers. Those were kind of the four areas of Florida. So I'm going to work on getting some real estate agents from those areas to hop on the live stream. We did this when we lived on Maui, just to kind of get a perspective of what things cost, what the market is looking like, and answer your questions. Speaking of answer your questions, thank you for sending those. My contact information is down below. If you don't want to drop a comment on the YouTube channel, you can private message me, phone number, all that good stuff. But we had a question, and yeah, we throw it up there. Is it better to live in Sarasota or Manatee County? So for those of you who are still kind of learning the Lakewood Ranch area, Lakewood Ranch has recently, a couple years ago, expanded into Sarasota County. So there are basically I-75, which travels north from Canada all the way down the whole state of Florida on the West Coast, cuts across to across Alligator Alley, goes to Miami. So there are 4 exits off of I-75 for Sarasota County. There is State Road 64 to the north. Just south of that is State Road 70. And then there is University Parkway, which is literally the dividing line between Sarasota County and Manatee County. So anything south of University Parkway is Sarasota County. And then the 4th exit is south of University. That is Fruitville Parkway. Everything in Sarasota is considered waterside. Technically, it's a village. I'm going to show you the map in a little bit for another reason. So everything that is south of University is waterside, and that is Sarasota County. Is it better to live in one or the other? I would say there's probably not a humongous factor. There's obviously a couple things that could be important to you. Obviously, if you are working or you're commuting somewhere, I found that out yesterday as well too, that this is actually a pretty large commuter area for people working in St. Pete or in Tampa. St. Pete, we've just done 2 videos there. Wait for those. Those are coming out soon. 40 minutes. So it's nothing to commute. Depends on where you are. Obviously, if you're State Road 64 to the north, it's much faster than if you were Fruitville Road, the furthest south. So if you're commuting, you might want to decide one way or the other which county works best for you. If you have kids and you are deciding on schools, that might be a deciding factor for you as well. Obviously, that's a personal preference of which schools you want to send your kids to. The taxes do seem to be a little higher in Sarasota County. But a huge chunk of the new construction in Lakewood Ranch is in Sarasota County. Now, there's a bunch in the northeast section of Lakewood Ranch. And quite honestly, what I also learned yesterday was that Lakewood Ranch is about 60% built out, 40% still to be built, which is going to be in that northeast section of Lakewood Ranch, further away from I-75, further north though, and south and east. I think it's east of Waterside. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago about Monterey, which is technically in Lakewood Ranch, but not officially in Lakewood Ranch. Um, both Sarasota and Manatee County in Lakewood Ranch also have a little downtown area in Waterside, or in Sarasota County. There is Waterside, which is a little downtown area, restaurants, shopping, it's on a water. In Manatee County, you have Main Street, which was the original downtown. Same thing, restaurants, shopping, all sorts of cool things. If you are in Sarasota County, you are closer to downtown Sarasota. If that means something, if you are maybe like to go hang out in the, not really the city, but more not suburbia, downtown Sarasota, you can be at Siesta Key Beach. If you are in Sarasota, a little quicker, still not far from anywhere, but you can be closer to there. In Manatee County, the beaches are just about the same. I'm actually going to do a video on that too, about how far the beaches are. But they're probably about the same, depending on traffic, 30, 40 minutes, depending on where exactly in Lakewood Ranch. But anyway, that is a great question. To me, is it really a huge factor? I'm not sure it's a humongous factor. I mean, we are currently renting because we moved from Maui back to Florida. We're still trying to learn the area. So the great thing about being real estate agents is we get to see a lot of homes. We get to see a lot of neighborhoods, especially new construction. If you are following us on our second channel, we do have a second channel. I don't know if you know that. I'll put that comments down below. 941 Lifestyle Group, and 941 Premier Home Tours. That's property tours, and it's giving us a good opportunity to get out and about and check out new neighborhoods. If you've not subscribed to either of those channels, we greatly appreciate it if you did. It's fun and exciting and a little nerve-wracking starting up not one but two new YouTube channels. Actually, ironically, I was on a live stream as a special guest last week, talking about moving to a new area. If you've been watching us for a while, we moved from Lakewood Ranch to Maui, Hawaii, back to the Lakewood Ranch area. And started not only one YouTube channel, but two YouTube channels. So yeah, it was pretty exciting to get on there and share my story. We have a lot of cool stuff to go over today. So again, drop your comments down below, any kind of questions you have. That might be a topic for a another video. So I'm going to share my screen and let's just jump right in and talk. What I have been doing these last few weeks is having a featured neighborhood, which I love doing. You get to learn about the neighborhood, kind of reinforcement as well for me. So anyway, I wanted to show you this first. This is the map of Lakewood Ranch. And today we're going to be talking about the Isles, which is right down in this neck of the woods. That is in Sarasota County. So as we, actually, I'm sorry, that is in Manatee County, but right on the border. It literally sits on the border of, it's on University Parkway. So it is just literally on the other side of the street from Sarasota County in Manatee County. But the good thing about that location is you can be in Waterside, downtown Waterside, very quickly. It's probably 5-minute drive. You could even be in Main Street, the other downtown area. Super cool location. So I want to show you on the map where that location exactly is. I wanted to show you this. There are currently 15 properties for sale. You can find properties in there. The least expensive, I think, was in the 900s. The most expensive was 2.2. Let me change that lowest to high. Yeah, so the least expensive is $909,000. That's a brand new house, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. I wanted to go and actually show you this. You want to take a look? Usually I don't go through and show you the homes for sale, but I thought in this case I might. Let's go check it out really quick. Looks pretty, right? $2.2 million. Yeah, very nice. I really like the Isles. I'm going to show you this short little video, which is oh shoot, never mind. Yeah, it's a cool little area. So what I can tell you about, oh, is that, can I play that? Let me see if I can play that one. Yeah, so while that's playing, I'm going to give you a little bit of information about the community. So you can find single family homes from the $900,000 range to well over $2 million, as you saw. It is definitely considered a luxury community. Homes range anywhere from a little over 2,200 square feet to over 4,200 square feet. Fairly small community in the grand scheme of things. There are 450 homes, single family homes. The monthly homeowners associations are in the $300,000 to $400,000 range. These are, by the way, built by Toll Brothers. They do a really terrific job. It's a gated community. There is an awesome clubhouse. There's, of course, tennis courts, there are pickleball courts, there's a dog park, there's a tennis, there's a pool up there. Uh, there is a swimming pool, pickleball, meditation lawn. Look at that. There's a boardwalk too with like a little dock. Went out there and shot a little video. It's pretty cool, right? Take a look at that from below. Walking trails, lots of options. I want to say that they have like 20 different models in this community. But easy access to I-75, not super easy access to I-75. That is Main Street in downtown. That's Main Street on in Lakewood Ranch. All sorts of cool stuff. Lakewood Ranch High School. We're going to talk about the high schools as well today too. So I'm going to put links in the description down below so that you can have all the stuff that I'm showing you right now, as well as homes for sale. Of course, if you have any interest in the Isles, yeah, look at that. Beautiful beaches here. Beautiful beaches here. I didn't even watch this whole video, but this is from the Toll Brothers about their community. All right, I digress. All right, let's just jump in. I'd like to show you guys some articles about some things that are happening in Lakewood Ranch in and around the county as well too. So this just popped up, not technically in Lakewood Ranch, although we are in Sarasota County. But I thought this was important to share because obviously lots of people talking about recession. Lots of people talking about how costs are up, but people are still coming to Florida. Tourism rose in March in Sarasota County after months of a downward trend, which I thought was interesting. According to Visit Sarasota, after a few months of our tourism numbers being down in March, we're excited to share some strong numbers. Compared with 2023, visitors to Sarasota County were up this March by 1,300 people. I don't know if that's a tremendous number, but I guess it's up. There were 159,000 visitors this year compared with 158,000. Now, because the two counties are so close, there's probably a lot of crossover. So this is just specifically Sarasota County. Manatee County obviously has just some phenomenally great beaches as well too. When people are coming down this time of year, they're snowbirds. That's right. It's cold, snowy, icy up north. You technically can go in the ocean in January, February, March. March for sure. January, February, it's a little cold, but I guess if you're used to, Great Lakes being frozen over, swimming in water that's, 70 degrees might not be too terrible. But Manatee County has Anna Maria Island, which has got, Cortez or beaches on Cortez, Coquina Beach. We got Longboat Key. We have Lido Key. We have, Siesta Keys in Sarasota County. But yeah, some stunningly gorgeous beaches. Increase in visitors was also reflected in Sarasota County hotels. Room nights sold totaled 385,000 in March, compared with 379,000 last year, an increase of 1.42%. So nothing phenomenal. Increase of 5,400. Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, also known as SRQ, saw a spike, setting records for passengers with more than 553 people traveling here in March. That's a tremendous amount because Sarasota Airport, it's small, it's growing, but it's a small airport. A lot of people fly into Tampa. There are more direct flights, probably cheaper flights, more options. You have to drive, an hour and a half south to get to the Lakewood Ranch area. Quite honestly, when we fly out of Sarasota. We rather spend the extra money and usually an extra flight somewhere else because Sarasota has limited direct flights to other locations. But for us, it's convenient. You know why? Because when we land, I want to be back home like quick. And I know from Sarasota airport to Lakewood Ranch, it's like 15, 20 minutes. Like there's been some times where Jessica went away on a business trip and literally sent me a text when she landed. And I was able to jump in my car, not speed, get there before she got her luggage. That's how close it is. All right. Onward. This was cool too. I don't know if every town has this, but Lakewood Ranch certainly has it. The next gen residential lifestyle app debuts in Lakewood Ranch. I downloaded it yesterday, which was pretty cool for, I believe, residents only. This was May 22nd, which was yesterday. I think that's when it came out. So Yeah, Lakewood Ranch, America's top-selling master plan community, has launched Customer Blueprint, the first integrated digital platform for residents, resident engagement and community management, developed by blah blah blah. The app has been downloaded more than 2,500 times, with residents logging in an average of 2.2 times a day. So what's kind of cool about this one, I mean, obviously you can go on lakewoodranch.com to get a lot of this information, but it's kind of cool to have an app. So you can find stuff around, you can find things to do. It's pretty cool. I'm going to play around with it. Like I said, I downloaded it yesterday. They brought it up at this event that I went to. So yeah, I thought that was really kind of cool. So for the rest of you who don't live here, lakewoodranch.com or the 941 Lifestyle page, which is our page. And then finally, more additions, renovations planned for the East County schools. It was interesting to hear yesterday the history of Lakewood Ranch. It's really interesting because most towns and cities, as you know, no matter where you're watching from, don't really plan out the town and the city, right? You kind of develop stuff and build stuff kind of after the fact, right? You have a town, all of a sudden, it gets busy. You need a Target, you need a Walmart, you need a car wash or a gas station or a dentist office, and you have to wind up like building those or renovate something else. Whereas Lakewood Ranch really planned out a lot of it. Now, of course, the growth was not going to be as expensive as it currently is. And we've talked about other live streams before where we have new schools being built. There's 2 new schools being built. But more East County schools could see construction over the next 5 years if the Board of Manatee County approves the proposed 2024, 2025 through 2028, 2029 capital plan. It seems like forever ago, but our area, as political as that sounds, they actually do a pretty good job of doing a lot of planning, especially primarily in Lakewood Ranch. Under the proposed capital plan, Braden River High School and R. Dan Nolan Middle School are slated to have additions in 2027, 2028. Braden River High is expected to have a 10 classroom addition, while an 8 classroom addition is scheduled for Nolan Middle School. I don't know, 30 kids in a classroom, that's a decent amount, a couple hundred more kids. I think if you're going to spend the money, you probably should have even more because this area is certainly growing. But there'll probably be some schools. The biggest question is whether the district should at this time spend $200 million on a new high school in Lakewood Ranch on approximately 103 acres south of Rangeland Parkway and east of Post Boulevard. So that's kind of in central area. That was kind of a little northwest of where I showed you where the aisles were. I think the answer is probably they should spend the $200 million to build the other high school because I don't have kids, but from what I have read and what I hear, Lakewood Ranch High School is at capacity or over capacity already. The new high school is expected to help alleviate overcrowding at the Lakewood Ranch High School. If the school board approves the capital plan as proposed, the high school should be scheduled to open in August 2027. So I thought that was really cool. Anyway, these are the kind of stories I'd like to share. Let's get to the topic of the evening, which is going to be real estate. And how come my house hasn't sold? I love that. Actually, you know what I'm going to do real quick? I'm going to go back to this page. And here's what I thought was interesting. And here's why I'm going to bring it up. So the topic of this conversation was why isn't my home not selling? Other questions you should be asking, like whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? So, and again, I probably don't want to show the agent or the brokerage. It's probably too late because you probably can see it already. But this is $1.995 million, price shop of $105,000. Let me say that again. Price drop of $105,000. So this is a topic of conversation that I've been having for a while. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but overpriced homes, they just don't sell. Testing the market is a terrible idea. So I have been reviewing these statistics. This is our Real Estate Association multiple listing service main page. And I've been showing you this for the last 7 days, just so you and I both get a feel for what's happening in this market. I don't go through each page individually, but I go through new listings. New listings this past 7 days, there were 377. So for as long as we've been doing this live stream, I think this is the 6th one, that number has been in the mid 400 range. So a lot less new listings came on the market last week. This is the one that I wanted to talk about. in the last 7 days, there have been 739 homes in our region to drop their price, to adjust their price. The market rejected their current price. There were 39 properties that expired. That means they failed to sell, whether that was a 6-month listing agreement, which is probably semi-normal, or even a year. In this area, it's 6 months, a year, sometimes it's 9 months. 39 properties expired just last week, just in the last 7 days. That's a tremendous number, just so you know. And there were 81 that were canceled and 25 that were withdrawn. Now, sometimes they're canceled for lots of reasons. Maybe they rented them. Maybe they didn't get the price that they wanted after a couple of weeks, after a couple of months. But the reason that I wanted to bring this up is because when you overprice a home, a couple of things happen. Well, first of all, they sit on the market because buyers nowadays are savvy. Buyers have access to a lot of the data, not all the data that real estate agents have, but you can get information about what a property similar like that would sell for. Real estate agents, of course, have that information. So when you overprice a home, I'm not going to go rehash the things that we talked about last week, but when you overprice it, you help sell another home. The cool thing about Lakewood Ranch is that, a lot of these neighborhoods have similar homes. Like I just showed you that the Isles had like 20 models. Now that's an excessive amount. Most new communities don't have 20 models. But let's just say, for example, you move into community and there are 5 models to choose from, right? There's a 2-story, there's a 4 1-story building, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, 4 bedrooms, 4 bath. Anyway, you get my point. It's easy to see that the banana model that is 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2,500 square feet. They have a swimming pool. They have granite countertops. They have the 24-inch tiles. Those typically sell for $850,000. That's just a made-up number. So if you go list your house for $950,000, agents and other buyers are going to know, like, hey, don't those usually sell in like the $850,000 range? Why it's listed for $100,000 over the asking price? Testing the market, or real estate agents don't have the skill sets or the professionalism to tell you that your home is not going to sell at that price. Now, I'm not talking about overpricing your home 5%, 10%. If you have a $1.9 million listing and you are adjusting the price $105,000, that's a big chunk. That's not in the market. You didn't adjust it. You're not priced $10,000 over what they're selling for. It's $110,000, even on $1 million property. That's a lot. The statistics just came out for Sarasota and Manatee County. It just came out yesterday, so I'm recording a video. I'm not going to rehash it, but here's what I will tell you very quickly. The median time to contract, how long it takes from the day when a property gets listed to the time it goes into escrow, that number is up. And then there's the median time to sell from the time it's listed to the time keys exchange hand. Those are up in both counties, Sarasota and Manatee County. And why does that happen? Because people are testing the market. Hey, I want to list it a little higher. Give me some room to negotiate. Hey, I want to list it higher. Let's just see if somebody would be interested. And they don't. So they sit on the market longer. And when you sit on the market longer, guess what? You're paying your monthly mortgage. You're paying your monthly homeowners association. You're paying your taxes. You're paying your utility bills when you don't have to. You just price it right and you sell it. I pulled up some statistics in Lakewood Ranch. It's kind of a little tricky because you can't pull up just Lakewood Ranch because there's some Bradenton zip codes. But I put in 34202 and 34211, which are the 2 primary zip codes in Lakewood Ranch. There's also 34240, which is in Waterside, Sarasota County. But a lot of those are new construction. And I did pull out all the new construction in the 2 zip codes just to get some statistics. And these are sold properties in the last 30 days. So there was one that sold. It was on the market for 337 days. By the way, and again, I don't want to talk about all the stats. The average days on a market was about 88 days. So to be on the market for 337 days, start to finish, it was originally overpriced at $850,000. It sold for, are you ready for this? $670,000. That is 78% of the asking price after 337 days. There was another property that sat on the market for 291 days. It was listed for $1.7 million. It sold for $1.4 million. That is an 81% of asking price. If you just would have priced it right the first time, you probably could have got maybe what the average is, which is closer to 95% of the asking price. There was a home that was listed for 160 days on the market. It was listed for $650, sold for $510. That's $140,000 less than what it was listed for. 78% of the asking price. So the title of this video is, whose fault is it? Why is my home not selling? Yes, I've had this conversation with other real estate agents. Even if a seller wants to test the market, even if a seller wants to overprice their listing, at the end of the day, real estate agents, we're professionals. It's our fault, man. It's our fault. And you wonder why real estate agents have not so great reputations? It's because agents overprice homes by $140,000 and allow them to sell for 78.4% of the asking price. That's terrible, right? Hey, drop a comment down below. What's your thoughts on that, by the way? Anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about this one. I'm going to put the links in the description down below. Stay tuned for the video that we're going to do with the real estate stats. That should be out toward the end of the week. I'm going to record it tomorrow. Before I let you go, I always wanted to show you this. I'm going to put a link in the description down below, because one of the great things about new construction and having lots of competition is that the builders out of nowhere are offering lots of incentive. This is the one that I just pulled up from this week. Look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 builder incentives. I'm not going to pull them all up. I will link in the description down below, but a lot of these are receive up to $15,000 toward closing costs, which, by the way, is massively helpful. Special financing, 30-year fixed rates for 4.99%. Another one, 4.99%. Save up to 15% in closing costs. I mean, to lock in 4.99% when they're currently around 7%, it's fantastic. Here's what I want to say, though, and I've said this plenty of times before. I will say it again. When you walk into new construction models, there are salespeople there. They are very knowledgeable. I'm friends with a bunch of them. They represent the seller, which in this case is the buyer. Let me say that again. The sales associates, very knowledgeable, very friendly. They represent the seller. They don't represent you as the buyer. You want to call us. You want to let them know that you have a real estate agent, Adam Miller, Jessica Miller, 941 Lifestyle Group. You can go on lakewoodranch.com and you can register us as your real estate agent. You want somebody in your corner. You want somebody who's just kind of on your side. Now, the salespeople are going to be there. They're going to be able to answer your questions. You just want somebody in your corner on your side. That's all I had for you today. I appreciate you guys watching. Do me a favor, drop those comments down below. If you have not subscribed to the channel already, do me a favor, check it out. 941 Lifestyle Group. We also have 941 Premier Home Tours for those of you who like to see home tours, see what homes look like. It's a fun little channel. Currently, these are mostly model homes. Some of them have been homes of other agents who have properties listed. They know we do a great job of marketing. So they allow us to do homes. Eventually, there'll be our listings as well. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thursdays, 5 o'clock. We'll see you next Thursday. Check out our other channels that are dropping later on this week. And we appreciate you guys watching. Make it a great day. See you next time.